Welcome to the Workforce Dilemma, where we break down the latest in everything that affects you in the workforce. Our goal here is to educate, enlighten, and entertain, because let's face it, sometimes things in the workforce are just hilarious. We are here to help address any dilemmas so that you can be equipped to be a better employee, leader, business owner, or HR professional. We're bringing you news and information that ranges from the serious to the sublime. I'm your host, Dasya, and behind the scenes, for now, is the professor handling all things tech, and he is waving, though you all can't see it. This episode, we're diving into the deep end, the first 100 days of the current administration and the whirlwind changes impacting workplaces across the country. Fisher Phillips recently released their 100-day report for employers, covering the first 100 days of the current administration. This episode, I will give you my thoughts on some of the top dilemmas and how these first 100 days can and may impact the workforce. If you're interested in the complete report, you can see the link in the description below. The opinions expressed on our podcast are our own personal views and not those of our current, past, or future employers. We strongly, and I'm going to repeat this especially for this one, strongly encourage our listeners to do their own independent research and form their own opinions and conclusions accordingly. The topic I'm going to dive into now is immigration. Right out of the gate, the current administration focused heavily on immigration enforcement. We're talking about increased deportations, workplace raids, and a hardline stance when it came to border security. The border czar has made it very clear that is a non-negotiable, and that is impacting the workforce. Our Attorney General has promised that all available resources are going to be used to combat what is seen as a flood of illegal or undocumented immigration. Federal judges are blocking attempts to terminate TPS, which is a program allowing certain nationalities to temporarily live and work here in the United States because of conditions in their countries. And the judges are also blocking automatic birthright citizenship for children of those undocumented immigrants. These things, as you can imagine, have a direct impact on our workforce because they are our co-workers or people who work in industries that we benefit from. The current administration signed 10 immigration orders one day, declaring a national emergency at the U.S.-Mexican border. A DHS rule took effect on April 11th, requiring certain non-citizens to carry proof of registration. We have ICE and IRS for the first time ever in collaboration where they're now sharing tax documentation. For those who weren't aware, undocumented workers have received a special number from IRS so they can pay into the taxes and into Social Security and cannot withdraw from those things. Now we have two agencies that historically have been separated coming together. So what does all this mean? For employers first, it's about taking time now to double check your policies, your procedures, your documentations, and your plans. It's making sure that your I-9s and all the paperwork that you need for your employees are in order, you've audited them, and that you're prepared should ICE come knocking. I encourage you, if I-9 preparation isn't your sweet spot, you're a small business, even a large organization, seek outside auditing assistance so that you can really look through and make sure that documentation is accurate and make sure that you have what is needed in case there is scrutiny of the documentation. Do you have a plan? Does your team know what the plan is if there is an ICE raid? If they show up on the door of your business or your businesses and demand entry and take action based on their orders. Again, we're encouraging business owners and leaders, have your plans, have your procedures, make sure it's communicated to the layers that it needs to be involved with. And then we also want to encourage employees to have awareness. What's going on around them? Do they know what they're supposed to be doing? So again, within your plan, does your frontline employee understand what's expected of them? And on top of all of that, remember that even for those people who are here, quote unquote, legally, right, doesn't mean they aren't dealing with some of this whirlwind. That is the dilemma we're all facing right now. You may have an employee who is originally from Ukraine and is here legally, right? A permanent resident, maybe even a citizen. And they are anxious to be able to go home and see how their family is, or help them out, or support them, or do whatever needs to be done. And they're not sure, based on what's happening, can they get back into the country? You may have an employee who is going through the process of getting their permanent resident card, aka green card, or trying to become a citizen, and they have anxiety about showing up to the office for their appointments. So as we're looking at how does it impact the workforce, there is the legal compliance side. The federal change is the constant changing of orders and priorities and resources. And then there's also just how do you want to show up in the workforce as an employer, as an employee. And we'd encourage everybody to save space for respect and hold space regardless of your political opinions, regardless of what you think. Again, is it a good thing or a bad thing? The dilemma is, how do you show up in a way that your employees want to come back to work tomorrow, knowing that it's okay for them to come back tomorrow? So as you can see, it's already been a wild ride, and we're going to have to buckle up because it's not going to get less wild. We're seeing swift action, shifting priorities, challenges popping up daily. And for employers, it really is about staying informed and getting ahead of the curve. So be ready for the battle, because the battle is about being informed. Be ready for what's coming next, which means staying informed. Be aware. Reach out to experts outside of yourselves if you need to. And just know more is coming and the impact is already here. In our next episode, we're going to come back and talk to you about DEI and affirmative action and what that has looked like in the first 100 days and what the next however many months of this year could look like. If this was a little bit entertaining or definitely enlightening and educational, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out anything we're sharing. If you have questions or want us to dive deeper into these topics, drop a comment below, and we thank you for showing up today. Remember, it's about the dilemmas and understanding all the sides of them.